I hope you got your shitting pants on.
What?
Your shitting pants. I hope you're wearing them right now. Because you are about to shit your pants.
We are back, Walking Dead is back, and the shit has totally hit the fan. My name is Greg Hernandez, and this is the 10 Forward Lounge podcast. Conspicuous by her absence, my lovely co-host, Catherine. She is crazy busy right now. She has done 12 photo shoots in the last few months, and she is currently getting 3 cosplays ready for Stan Lee's LA Comic-Con. So if any of you guys are going to be out there, make sure you say hi. I've started doing stand-up comedy, and I'm still doing pro wrestling, so we barely have any free time to see each other, much less to record a show. But if everything holds according to plan, then she'll be back for the next show, which will be Justice League. But now we're back in Alexandria with Rick, Daryl, Maggie, and the rest of our zombie apocalypse survivors. Okay, quick recap. Negan has arrived, and he has royally fucked shit up. Our first intro was when he crushed Glenn and Abraham's skull with his bat Lucille. He then turned Daryl into his pet. He reduced Rick to a crying, blubbering little bitch. And if you're a fan of the comic or the TV show, you know when Rick is scared, the rest of us are screwed. But that was last season. Rick was growing a backbone, and he is ready to shove Lucille right up Negan's ass. This episode jumps around a lot. There's at least 3 different timelines going on here. We open with what appears to be either a dream sequence of Old Man Rick waking up after the war with the Saviors, or it's a time jump to the same period. My hardcore comic nerds know what's coming after the war with the Saviors. We then jump to Rick, Ezekiel, and Maggie having a Phil Jackson moment. They're trying to rally the troops from Alexandria, Hilltop, and Kingdom.
Bound forever! To quote the bard, for he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother.
I don't want to wait for it anymore. You don't either. Yeah, I know. So we don't have to wait for it. If we start tomorrow, right now, with everything we've beaten, everything we've endured, everything we've risen above, everything we've become, if we start tomorrow right now, no matter what comes next, we've won. We've already won!
They seriously went all President Whitmore. I was seriously waiting for Bill Pullman to be like,
we're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
But Rick doesn't give 2 shits. He rolls right up to the gates of the sanctuary in his post-apocalyptic armored car convoy, and he just calls Negan out. He tells all of Negan's lieutenants, hey, surrender now and I won't fucking kill you. Negan counters by bringing out Gregory, the numbnuts in charge of Hilltop. Now, you know that boss we've all had? He's the only one that doesn't know how retarded he really is. Gregory's that guy. He tries to take charge and tell Hilltop to stand down. Hilltop just gives him the middle finger and says, no, Maggie's in charge now, go fuck yourself. Rick says, okay, less talking, more guns blazing. He opens fire, the group starts firing, the saviors start firing back, Negan ducks for cover, Gregory's trying not to die, there's bullets flying, there's explosions going off, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. And it's at this point that we start to see Rick's plan come together. Throughout this episode, we've seen Daryl, Carol, Morgan, and Tara steering a herd of walkers. We now know that they are steering them right to Negan's door. Rick and crew loaded up the RV with explosives and car bombed the gate. And with the gates down, Rick and crew deliver about 300 to 400 walkers right to the front door. But it looks like that was the whole plan. They keep talking about one more battle and what's about to happen tomorrow, so it doesn't sound like they expected this to go very far. And once the gates are down, the walkers were on their way. Everyone but Rick and Father Gabriel bailed. Rick stayed because he wanted Negan dead and he wanted to make sure it happened. Father Gabriel stayed to make sure Rick didn't get caught in the walker stampede. Rick gets out, Father Gabriel starts to leave, but he sees Gregory wandering around, and I'm pretty sure it was at this point where we all yelled at the screen, "Seriously, how are you not dead yet?" Father Gabriel, in a moment of mercy, or stupidity, sometimes, what's the difference, gets out of his armored car to go help Gregory, and they're both pinned down. Gabe tells Gregory to wait for their moment, and as soon as Gregory looked at Father Gabriel's car, I yelled, "You son of a bitch." Because I knew it was coming. Come on, we all knew it was coming. God bless Xander Berkeley. I love that actor, but he's great at playing just a walking sack of shit. He bolts for Father Gabriel's car and leaves Father Gabriel stranded. Now, personally, I would have shot that little shit weasel in the back as he ran from my car, but nah, that's just me. Gregory dips. Father Gabriel runs for cover and ends up trapped in a trailer with Negan. Now, I prefer to believe that Father Gabriel's gun was empty, and not just that he froze and was taken prisoner by a guy with a barbed wire baseball bat. But people lost their collective shit. The Twitterverse exploded with people yelling, "Gabriel, just shoot the prick." Yeah, I'm hoping Father Gabriel isn't that much of a retard and he was just out of bullets. The episode closes with another time jump. Rick standing over two fresh graves. We then jump to a scene of Rick's eyes, and Rick has been crying. And he says the words, "My mercy prevails over my wrath." Now, anyone who's read the comic knows how this war ends, and if AMC is going with that ending, there's going to be a lot of pissed off people. And we close by going back to Old Man Rick, either the timeline or the dream sequence, we don't know which yet. And Rick gets his happily ever after. But let's face it, this is The Walking Dead. We don't get a happily ever after. Now, the comic has shown us the war with the Saviors and how the Whisperers are the next threat. The comic shows us all of the brutal deaths of some beloved characters. So, folks, if you're really into what characters are left, don't get attached. There's going to be some heartbreaking moments. So if you're one of those people who thinks that it can't get any worse, strap in, fuckers, because it can always get worse. So that's it. That is the first episode of Season 8. It was also Walking Dead's 100th episode, and it was super awesome to see pretty much the entire cast on the Talking Dead special right after. So that's all I've got. I don't know how many of these solo shows I'm going to do. Hopefully, like I said, Catherine will be available for Justice League. We will definitely cover Justice League. We're definitely going to do a show on Star Wars The Last Jedi. And until then, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.